Hi, everyone. My name is Michaela Doelman. I lead the State Human Resources Office here at OFM, and we're here to talk to you today about the Washington State workforce to give an overview of that. And I'm going to turn it over to Sasha.
Hi, my name is Sasha Thomas. I'm a workforce research and policy analyst, and I work on a team to collect state HR data. Go into the next slide. Perfect. So state HR collects monthly data on workforce metrics pertaining to the employee lifecycle. The data covers workforce makeup, turnover and movement rates, employee engagement surveys, and exit survey responses. There's also other data-specific reports available. Just to go over a high level, our current workforce is around 68,000 employees as of March 31st, and we'll look into our job groups. Our largest workforce job groups include social services, which are 12.6% of our workforce, officials and administrators at 10% of our workforce, paraprofessionals at 10% of our workforce, protective services at 8.8% of our workforce, administrative services at 6%, and IT services at 5.5%. On the right of the slide, you can see some demographic fiscal year workforce trends, including our percentage of people of color employed in the Washington State workforce, people with disabilities, veteran status, gender, median length of service, as well as median age. The slides will be available later for you to be able to click on, and you'll be able to go to the Power BI dashboard and play with the filters a little bit more in a much more interactive way. Next slide, please. So there are 5 highlighted workforce trends that indicate the steadiness of the state government workforce. Firstly, our workforce has steadily increased since fiscal 18 to fiscal 22 in the number of both permanent and non-permanent employees. Number 2, our total appointments, which are actions represented in new appointments to an agency, have increased in the following years following the pandemic, which is similar to federal workforce trends of both unemployment rates and workforce planning. Number 3, looking at trends in hiring and recruitment practices. At the bottom left, you'll see those tiles there that show proportionate representation of both new hires, promotions, transfers, and other types of appointments. Number 4 is reviewing the length of service. We are seeing that the median length of service is decreasing incrementally. This is predicted by a new workforce environment with more external workforce competition and a change in regionally available industries. Next slide, please. Lastly is our turnover rates. Turnover rates show the end of the employee life cycle. Our recent numbers in fiscal 22 show that Washington State executive branch separations have increased by 6.5 percentage points. Our separations, although still remain below the national, state, and local government rate. In sum, our forecasting shows that Washington State will be representative of the overall government industries holding steady in the workforce trends. These trends include turnover rates, hiring, retention, engagement scores, and overall employee satisfaction. Next slide.
So one of the things about Washington State government or any government organization that differs from private sector or nonprofit sector is that we really want to remain reliable. We don't change over time, and that steadiness is kind of a core foundation of what government workforce is like. So we don't anticipate trending or changing too significantly over the next 3 to 5 years. At the same time, I don't think anybody would have predicted how much the COVID-19 pandemic or the murder of George Floyd really changed and turned what we needed for a workforce and disrupted kind of what we thought the trend of the workforce was heading in. And so one of the first things that we talk about when we were thinking about in the next 3 to 5 years, what our workforce will need, it's really about the agility and being ready for those changes so that we can adapt to meet those changing public needs when they do arise. The second thing that we're looking at is how to upskill our staff for that 4th industrial revolution that is already happening right now. Thinking about how technology and artificial intelligence is both changing the way that we do our work, but also taking some of the work that used to be done by people. We don't want to necessarily replace the people who are doing that work with technology, but instead to replace those duties with new learning and new duties. And so we're really trying to think about how do we expand the learning pathways, because we know that a 4-year education isn't the only way to learn those skills. And so we're looking at, how do we do online learning or on-the-job training or other things like apprenticeships in order to be able to expand the different ways that people can learn those new skills. And then the final trend that we're looking at over the next 3 to 5 years is really about the cultural relevancy of how we serve the diverse people of Washington. Census data shows that our state is getting more and more diverse every single year, and the way that we need to serve people is changing as well. And so we recognize that in order to best serve the people of the state of Washington, we need to build our own cultural relevancy so that we can do that. So we're really looking at investing in our workforce, not just in the technical skills, but in the soft skills to better serve the diverse people of our state. So we look forward to seeing you all at the meeting on May 4th. That was kind of the preliminary overview that we had for you, and we'll go into more depth about what our workforce needs and trends are in that meeting. Thank you.